update day, we got some really interesting new galleries, new ways to mine materials, some teasers for the future, and a new device that I already broke. There's a lot to go over, so let's get to it. All right, let's start with a couple of leaks. It looks like we're going to be getting all of the Spire prefabs and galleries, so like the Spire Village, along with all of their galleries. Also, the anti-gravity gun manager received a new icon. Hopefully that means we'll actually get it. And then some Creative 2.0 news. Epic added connection indicator icons. So I don't really know what this means, guys, but any 2.0 news is awesome. All right, let's get into some of the updates. So the first thing I want to show you is the resource prop gallery. Now, this is a brand new gallery where it has all these really cool different resources that you've probably seen in Save the World if you play Save the World. Just take a look at this for a second. We've got all these really cool different mushrooms. The nice thing about some of these is I really like the default size because you can make them really big. I mean, that is actually pretty giant and they look really good. Or you can make them teeny tiny. So I feel like the default size on these is really nice. So there's lots of really cool different varieties here for different maps. I just really like the mushrooms. And then you have some of these really cool like wood stacks and pipes. I mean, these are all really nice. And then of course they give you the right kind of resources when you hit them. Now we're going to talk more about what resources you can get out of props later with a prop manipulator. For now, these all kind of have their default. This is brick. These actually don't give you anything, but you can assign things. Like I said, in a little bit, I'll tell you. I love all of these different like minerals here, man. These are awesome. Let's see what they look like blown up. Oh yeah, guys, that is super cool. The hitboxes on it are actually not terrible. You can really use this to create a whole new type of terrain. I mean, I guess it still feels kind of funky when you're running on it, but regardless, that is awesome. And I'm assuming that would work the same for all these different colors. That's pretty cool though. Ooh, these minerals are also really cool. Once again, more really cool terrain options. Let's see what the hitboxes on these are like. Like this looks like I should be able to jump up it. Oh yeah, it kind of works. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. This is a decent like hitbox. Even resized, it still works as it should. Let me look at some of these other ones. Blow it all the way up. Like, guys, I don't know what it is. You just gotta blow things up and you gotta shrink things and you gotta play around a lot. Yeah, guys, the hitboxes on these are actually really good. Like, I feel like a lot of times when you like change the size of a piece, I mean, it's similar to like these. See my guys kind of floating above the crystals here? I feel like that's how a lot of things work, but when I blow this up, it doesn't work like that. Actually, I kind of get stuck in the middle. So all these new like mineral pieces, I really love because the hitboxes on them size correctly. Man, that is some shiny pieces there. And then probably the best part of this gallery is I love these different like stalactites and stalagmites. Now these do break. You can mine them, so they're like breakable rocks. Let's play around with the size of this. Let's see if we can blow it up. How big does it get? I mean, that is actually pretty huge. Hitboxes on it are really funky. See, this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes the hitboxes don't resize properly. You can kind of like hide in this if you want. Yeah. See right here, I can completely hide even as Peely with my giant head. Yeah, look, watch this, guys. When I fall on that, I just disappear into it. So that is a very good aesthetic piece, but it's got some weird stuff going on with it when it comes to like actually interacting with it if you're gonna blow it up. Let's see how these others do. And the hitboxes are actually not terrible. Let's try the tops here. Okay, all right, that's actually not bad. Okay, so along with this really cool new gallery, if you go to your Consumables tab, you're gonna see 10 new resources here. So like this spectrolite ore corresponds with this new piece right here, where when you hit it, you can get spectrolite ore. Or the rainbow crystal, you could make it so when you hit this, you get rainbow crystal instead of brick. Or when you hit these mushrooms here, you can actually get a red mushroom out of it. That's really cool. Also, guys, I totally missed this. Look at this like really cool chain. I don't really know exactly where I would use this in a map, but it sure looks cool. So we also got some random ones like honey, this vendor tech mechanical part, and different twine options. So now let me show you how you can like mine something like this and get that part out of it. So let's grab this piece here. I'm gonna make it just a little bit bigger. This will be like my rock in the ground. But there's a new setting on the prop manipulation device where if you connect it to a prop like this rock right here, you can go into the settings and override resources. So when you change this to yes, you'll see these resource node options that pop up. So the resource node available is how many resources you can get out of it. The resource node given is how many you get out of each hit. And the resource node type here, you can change it to wood, stone, metal, gold, or item, which is really cool. But then you can assign the item by grabbing any resource. So I'm just gonna grab spectrolite ore. Then you just drop it into the prop manipulation device. So you can see that it sucked it in there. So now let's start the game and check this out. When I hit it, boom, you can see I got that spectrolite ore. It even has a really cool sound effect. Here, listen to this. So you can sit here and hit this and you can get all of the spectralite ore. And you'll see I have 8 now in my inventory, and you can do that with any resource in the entire game. Really good addition to the prop manipulation device. Okay, we also got some really cool additions to the sports gallery. I'm just gonna throw it down right here. And honestly, guys, I haven't looked at this gallery in a while. Like, I don't remember seeing this football field here, or like the tennis courts and stuff. So if that's new, great. I haven't seen it, but they definitely added these basketball hoops, which are really cool. And then they added these parts, which we saw in that big basketball collaboration a long time ago. And I thought these were terrain pieces, but they were actually just props. So you can see when I blow it up here, how it's that giant basketball that we were looking at before. Now, if you don't want a giant basketball, don't worry. There's a normal size basketball right there, and they also have the hoop. Now, I don't know where the giant hoop is, because I know in that collaboration we had huge hoops. And when you blow this one all the way up, that's as big as this gets. But it still looks really cool. And I don't know if this like tennis net is new too. I've definitely never seen it before, but I'm sorry if it's been there for like months. I just have never noticed it. All right, next let's talk about a new teleporter setting. If you go into your teleporter, you're gonna see a new setting called link to target. If you put that to yes, you'll link your teleporters together. Now you could already kind of do that before with teleporter groups and teleporter target groups, but here's the difference. Say I want to start my game and you enter this teleporter and it's gonna randomly choose a level to start your game on. So I have no idea which one this is gonna link through. I'm gonna run through it and it starts me on level 1. But now this is directly linked only to this teleporter. I could go run through one of these other teleporters and it'll randomly assign me one of these other 2 here. So let's go through this. Okay, it's put me on level 3. But now when I go through this, and it only will link me back to the level 2 teleporter. And you can see here, this random teleporter here, you can't even link it to anything because these 2 have been linked together and those 2 have been linked together even though they're all on the same group. This is a way you can kind of randomize your maps and have it have like a unique level structure every time you go through it. Hopefully that's not too confusing, but I think this is something that could be really powerful in the future. All right, now let's go through all the like little random changes that are kind of cool. So first, the HUD controller device can now be filtered by teams and by classes. That means you can have a certain class or a certain area where a class is assigned that can change what is displayed on the HUD. Next, you may notice some icons that are different. One example is the VFX spawner is now purple instead of orange. Now, something you may have noticed the last couple of weeks is that galleries went in front of prefabs, whereas prefabs used to be first. Well, they've switched that back now. I don't know why they changed it in the first place to just switch it back. Also, on the Switch device, there's a new aesthetic. If you go in and change device model to red button, you'll see this new cool red button. I mean, who doesn't love a good button? I mean, this is just cool. Another aesthetic is always welcome in the button category. And then you'll notice in the weapons category, something is missing. There used to be a customizable category, but that is gone. But there's a new one called guard. If you click on this, you'll notice something special about these weapons in this category. Over in their icon, you'll see guard weapon. And all of these weapons have that. So if you take off that guard option, you'll notice some of the weapons don't have that. So the torches, some of the like melee weapons don't. It's just really interesting what is and isn't a guard weapon. So maybe that means we'll be able to assign our guards the weapons that they have. And I can't wait for that to happen whenever we get that device. Okay, now let's talk about the fire volume device. This is an awesome addition, especially now that we can have fire in creative mode. Basically with this, you can make anything in this zone flammable or not flammable. And then really cool, you can ignite when receiving from a channel. So instead of having to come up with some insane mechanic using fuel pumps, you can just trigger it using this device. So let's just test this out on this little neighborhood I made for my video yesterday. So that's a 10 by 10 by 10 area. Let's see if we can resize this. Oh, interesting, guys. I can't really resize this at all. So that 10 by 10 by 10 area is all you get. I'm noticing with this as well is that it's about height. You can't place it up very high. It can only be lower down on the map. I don't know why they have that setting. That's kind of strange. I can kind of place it wherever I want down low, but as I get higher up on this mountain, I can't place it down. So there's a height restriction on it. All right, let's try this out. Here we go. We're gonna turn it on. Oh, okay, wait, whoa, guys. There's one tree on fire down there, but my game is frozen. I already broke the update. Oh, wait. Okay, you can see my servers are like really bogging down. I think I just placed too many devices. So I've reduced this to just one device here, and it's still giving me issues. Holy cow, guys. I mean, there is quite a few things on fire in that zone, but man, even just one doesn't work very well. So be careful, like how much you're setting on fire. Maybe just keep it into like a small room or an area, but that is kind of disappointing that it just doesn't work super well. Disappointed!